This has been a presentation from Comedy Central.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Comedy Central plus any of those comedy shows tier list with your good host, Billy the Dolphin. And now we're about to be presenting one of the best shows that was throughout Comedy Central history. So, what we have here is Super, Awesome, Below, Cool, Dumb, You Fail, and Never Got Too Into It. So, what we have here is some of the bad ones. So I've never gotten into it. Is How I Met Your Mother. So why don't we just do some draft research here. So it's now streaming on Hulu, which means I don't have Hulu. So this means I have never got too into it. And now I'm going to do a little bit of research for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it's now streaming on Fubo TV and Hulu and Fox Now and ABC Cable. But except for Amazon Prime Video is like $1.99 for each of its streaming platforms. So I think I've never gotten into it. Next up we have here is Rick and Morty. It's definitely a dumb show. Let me give you a few reasons for this show to be always not cool about Rick and Morty sitcoms. So it's now streaming on HBO and Hulu, so we might have to check on Wikipedia for this information. So it's always been running for Warner Brothers Television, but it's actually made by Adult Swim. But there is a chance that this show could have bad language. So it's originally aired on 2013 to September 4th, 2022, which was definitely streamed on HBO Max. So we've got these actors like Dan Harmon on the left and Justin Roiland on the right. So yeah, this show is like really dumb. And it's really obvious because those episodes make me want to puke. And I don't like the way that everyone might have puked. So, yeah. Next up we have here is Trip Hank. It's definitely an ew. Because, let me just search something up on above Trip Hank. Like Trip Tank, more like that. It's now streaming on Paramount Plus, believe it or not. And it's actually more like it's like an MTV or a Comedy Central type of series, but a little bit different. So Trip Tank, I would say it's ew, because of all the violence that they did and stuff like that. Next up we got is Community. It was fail, because it's really awful. And I'm really not kidding about the fail part. Brickleberry, I gotta say, it's below. Because, let me check on Google and see what this show is all about, Brickleberry. Because it's really, really bad. The guy who voiced SpongeBob was Rodwell Johnson, like Tom Kenny, which I know he looks like a funny actor. About his latest perspectives, he voiced all the characters at once. First, he does Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. Danny does some other characters besides those. Even with this person from Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends, Handy Manny's, Mr. Lopart, and Pat the Hammer. We've got Iron Man from the Superhero Squad show, Gary the Snail. And we've got Ice King from Adventure Time, Captain America. Yeah, like so many different characters from this religious show. Like, thank goodness. I mean, one of those shows are like really more valuable and interesting. So, Brickleberry, I would say it's below. Next up we've got is American Dad. So, I would say it's below as well. Because those shows are like a ripoff to Family Guy, which we will get to that after. And it's all about, not about toilet humor, but it's all about how we help the world. So let me just check on Google again for the sitcom. Sorry about that. That's one of my students. So it's Seth MacFarlane, Mike Baker, Matt Whitman for Fox and on TBS. But in this primacy cast, it's for the upper middle class, for the community of Langley Falls, Virginia. Like, Virginia is like really far away from that. So, yeah. Beginning on October 20th, 2014, TBS picked up for the 12th season of 3 episodes as of Fox of 11th season for TBS and Cartoon Network, which means it's already been done, to be honest. Like, it's not really cool about how American Dad got started. It's really almost not toilet humor, but it's not cool as much. Next up we got here is Broad City. Broad City was also done because, let me just check what streaming service Broad City has. Hulu. Never heard about Hulu in such ways. And, Broad City is like a show with all the casts that's really a ripoff to iCarly in some simple ways. You know, it's like not always been the same, but a little bit different there is. Next up we have here is BoJack Horseman. Now this show is real familiar. BoJack Horseman is like a Netflix type of series. So it does feature some of the cast who doesn't have to compete. So I would say it's another dumb show. But it's actually not cool at all. So, yeah. Next up we've got here is Family Guy. Like I said to American Dad, it's like a little bit humor for some reasons. So, here's that funny clip where Peter Griffin funny moments page where he says like some type of reasons about where he does for fun.
It's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas. Christmas? Yes. Keep being good, and all the eggshells and coffee grounds will be yours.
Shut up, Peter Griffin. Okay, never mind. Well, this show is about how they pretend to move to Rhode Island. And it's called Quahog. Quahog is like the section of Rhode Island in simple ways. But it's not really the exact moments where Peter Griffin just already got moved to different spots, like I was said before. So, Stewie, Brian, and the rest of the cast were like no too good at all. They're like no such characters in the middle of Rhode Island, which seems sick. It's really sick, to be honest. So, Family Guy, I would gonna say, it's actually a cool show. but I've never got to watch full episodes on Disney Hotstar or the Disney Bundle. Because if I'm getting Disney Bundle for saving up on my job or just keep on adding some of it. So, yeah. Next up we've got here is Futurama. It's also a cool one because it has so many clips into it. And, yeah. And this show is like The Simpsons, but a little bit different. Let me just go on YouTube and search up some of the references, what The Simpsons has to say. Like, if I'm searching up Simpsons references in Futurama. Like, here's a funny clip of how they met. How they met up in Futurama. Like The Simpsons usually be. Like, sorry about the volume here. We don't want to get this copyrighted claim.
Some Bart Simpson dolls. Eat my shorts.
Stop, okay. Bart. No one else cares about that part.
He's developed Simpsons genres.
Ay, caramba. Being here really takes me back to my college days.
Whoa! You see that? That's a rip-off of The Simpsons. Like, a little bit different than that. And here's the funny clip after this. Or maybe it's just a little different.
John's forehead.
Like in part 2.
This is my flame.
In part 2, you can see Matt Groening just shoots Bender.
Wow. Fox has really streamlined the process.
Matt will now take questions.
Here's a funny
please,
clip.
only about Futurama, not The Simpsons.
Without further thermodynamical disruption to censor indecent TV pro.
When they gonna make another... Well, I can't even find something that's really in particular, so we might have to do a clip here.
We'll now take questions, but please, only about Futurama, not The Simpsons. Yes? The robot standing on the small child over there?
Oh, yeah. When are you gonna make a second Simpsons movie?
Oh God, this is definitely cool. This is really absurd my mind. I cannot believe it. Bender just got shot from Matt Groening. Damn. Okay, continue on with the section. So, King of the Hill. I gotta say, it's below. Do you know why it's definitely below? Well, let me give you a little history on that point. Because one of my friends told me that it's really a ripoff. And like I said here, King of the Hill was like now streaming on Fox. But not on Prime Video in particular. But as we know from Wikipedia, it's like an American sitcom that was really a Texas type of series. Like, they filmed it in Texas, believe it or not. Greg Daniels, who's really an experienced writer who previously worked on The Simpsons, and the series was distributed on Fox Network in mid-season replacement in 1997. But they currently reruns on Cartoon Network's last night programming block Adult Swim, which I don't know if it was streaming on HBO or something like that, so we might as well leave it below. So yeah. You know what show is really super to have on Disney Plus? The Simpsons. Because The Simpsons has so many different references besides any of those. Simple ways or facts, they may be. Next up we have here is Modern Family. Another U. Because I like some shows that's related to ABC. Movie Cafe. Never got fail into it. There's the only show that goes in the super or awesome section. Friends. Friends, and I would gotta say it's a good show ever being created. And Friends is like, the best show on the planet. Whoever, when it comes to like having good neighbors from New York City. And some of the casts, not from Full House, but a different series, they made like lots of friendships on working together as a cafe. And, some simple stuff like that type of advice. And furthermore, heck yeah. Next up we have here is Seinfeld. Seinfeld is like a super show because you'll have George and Jerry. Let me just check the cast right here for Seinfeld. Because I really forgot the name of the cast, maybe. We got still Jerry, Elaine, George, Kramer. And it's now streaming on Netflix, just like when it does to BoJack Horseman. Next up we have here is South Park, which was another awesome show, believe it or not. Because in some series, like, let me give you a little bit of history about how South Park got started. Because the series just got rid of on HBO Max from now on. And they moved it to Paramount Plus real soon. So, we might have to look up on Wikipedia to see what it's about. So it's now on Comedy Central, but then it will include its service on Paramount Plus. Like, it was like a series of films that would come together. Yeah, this show involves violence and sex, which means I don't want to talk anything about this show. I mean, one of those episodes, they make me want to have to eat blood, which means I don't have to eat blood as much as they do. Next up we've got here is Tosh.0. Failing show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is dumb. And Rockaholics, I would gonna say it's below. You know why? Those shows are like really old and really cool, but that's not really as appropriate as those shows like Family Guy, South Park, Futurama, The Simpsons, and American Dad. And King of the Hill, as what I said before. So, yeah. This is Colin Dykeman saying, signing you out. And hopefully I will see you real soon. So, I'm signing you out right now. Hopefully you'll probably see me again real soon.